After watching Joe Biden not being able to do an interview in the Super Bowl because he's too degraded, I think we all agree that's the only reason he wouldn't do it. And then instead he does his little dumb commercial about the size of candy and how the candy got smaller. That's a level of patheticness that I would normally say, you need to stop this right away, right? I would say, okay, this is sad. Politics aside, I'm not being political now. This is a human individual that you're torturing, and you're just destroying his legacy by making him continue, whereas leaving gracefully might actually put him in a good position for history. But he's not in a good position for history now. However, the more I thought about it, the more I thought that Joe Biden is not your normal president. For one thing, he got elected on the Fine People hoax, which literally hurts me. It hurts me. And it hurts anybody who's white and anybody who's ever supported Trump. Because it's the biggest hoax in the country that wasn't the Russia collusion hoax and wasn't the January 6th insurrection hoax. But between the Fine People hoax and the January 6th insurrection hoax and the other things he said about MAGA and the locking up of Americans over just protests, he is the most evil fucking person I've ever seen in politics in the United States. I think McCarthy was bad, McCarthyism, but I think he took it to another level. I don't think Nixon had anything. I mean, Nixon was just maybe did some bad things, but it didn't hurt me personally. But Biden has gone after the people. He's gone after the public. The Fine People hoax is an attack on me. It's an attack on 81 million people who supported Trump. And the January 6th insurrection hoax is an attack on Americans. There's no other way to say it. He's locking up Americans to support a hoax for purely political reasons. And now he's trying to put Trump in jail for, using lawfare to put Trump in jail. And he's certainly the proximate cause of the Ukraine war. How many hundreds of thousands of people died unnecessarily because Trump wasn't president? We assume a lot. He is the most evil president, I think, in history. I don't think anybody's even close. And I don't think that words like incompetent and dementia, that doesn't cover it, because he did a lot of this stuff when he was still capable enough that nobody was going to 25th Amendment him, right? And I've actually completely changed my opinion about watching him die in front of me. Because when I watch him on TV, I'm watching a man die. You see it, right? You're seeing somebody on his last legs, and he shouldn't even be standing most of the time. And I used to think, this is really bad, this is not good for the country. But when I see the most evil politician I've ever seen who isn't named Adam Schiff, literally suffering and dying in front of me, I'm actually enjoying it. And I'm just admitting that. If I could watch Hitler being tortured to death, I'd probably do it. I don't think I'd turn it off. I'd probably watch it. If you were going to see Bin Laden shot in the face, if there'd been a body cam of the actual killing of him, I'd watch it. I mean, I don't think there's anything cool about somebody getting shot in the face, but Bin Laden, I would actually watch with pleasure as like his skull was blown off from the back. And then if there would be a picture of him with like a big hole in his head laying there on the floor, I'd be, let's replay that. Yeah, I'd put that on a loop. Because killing a monster is not like killing a person, right? You just feel completely different about it. And while I don't want anything violent, of course, to happen to any president, including Biden, watching his allies torture him to death in front of me by putting him on TV, I'm actually starting to enjoy it, and I don't want to see him replaced. I want to see them torture him every fucking day for the rest of his life. And I want him to look pathetic. I want him to embarrass his entire team that's doing this to him. And I want them to run him into the ground the way he's done to me. So fuck him. Yes, I want to see him die in public. not by any actions of anybody, nothing violent, of course. But I want to watch the Democrats drag his lifeless body onto the stage and watch him breathe his last words, because he's fucking evil, and watching him die is enjoyable. Just like Hitler, just like bin Laden, and just like any other common murderer and piece of shit, right? To treat him like a regular politician when he's played the fine people hoax and the January 6th hoax, and of course was complicit in the Russia collusion hoax, he is no friend to the Republic. He's a fucking criminal and a evil bastard of which we have never seen anything like it. There is nothing comparable to this in any experience in America.